Fitin10 Nation, it is day 66. 4 days to go. Unbelievable. And the Calendly link is up, so you can book your scans, www.calendly.com/train on main. Book your scan. I don't know if you feel okay doing that, but you'll just be coming in and seeing me for a couple minutes. And that's it. So it's going to be one at a time. Hopefully you feel okay doing so. I'm just thinking I may have you enter through the back, because it might seem a little bit suspicious having all these people going through the front door. I'll let you know what I decide in terms of that, okay? Workouts are still happening online. We are posting a workout every day to YouTube. So we've got a little reservoir of workouts there for you. We are also doing online live workouts. And we are setting it up in such a way, we're using an application called Zoom, so we can see what you're doing and we can correct your form. And right now we're doing 2 classes per day, but we're going to try to open up more. Now I know the challenge is just ending, so but if you're going to stick around after the challenge, then let me know, okay? Right now we got 2 going, one at 7 a.m., one at 6 p.m., and I think we're going to open up another one. We are still doing some small outside classes. We're keeping them small just to make sure that everybody's well spaced out, and there's no sharing of equipment or anything like that. So these are non-equipment based classes, so they're what I would think would be completely safe classes. That's weather permitting, right? Okay, let's get to some feedback here. I got some nice messages this week. Somebody wrote me and said, "I'm very grateful to my coaches for their generous care for us, continuing to support us and offer classes in challenging times. This is when being fit physically is most important. I hope you both understand how valued you are." Thank you very much for that nice message. "Let your family know how we can pay it back. Make sure that Tom weathers through this." We will weather through this. I'm sure we'll be fine. I don't know how long it's going to go on for, but I suspect it's going to be. I think it's going to be several months. I think, quite possibly 6 months. But we'll be okay. And thanks to all of you for supporting us. I feel like, it's not an easy time for sure, but there's ways to get through this. Obviously we're losing a lot of income and that type of thing, but I'm still very optimistic about staying afloat, staying more than just afloat, and being able to just get through this. I think that's not a problem. Many people have been through way worse than this. They have many worse struggles than this. So this is just a small little problem at the end of the day, really. So, but thank you for your kind message. I'm going to read you something else too that somebody wrote here. They wrote me, and I'm going to read you their gratitude first. They said, "I'm grateful for my job and for working from home during this crazy time. I am grateful to be in Canada with a government taking action and measures to provide relief. I am grateful to be healthy and strong. I'm grateful for having food available and everything else when everything else is breaking down. I'm grateful for my mental health and being okay with time alone. I'm grateful for the internet and all the ways we can still communicate and carry on with work at a distance. Thank you both for your encouragement and resiliency. Hoping to see you in the gym again soon." Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, we'll see. I will read out some of her struggles that she's been dealing with, this person. Okay. "So many routines have disappeared. My eating schedule and habits are different. I'm finding myself opening up the fridge, just staring in the middle of the afternoon. I picked up way too many treats at the grocery store. quotes just in case. And they were the first thing to go. I also found myself with alcohol cravings and the desire to drink, partially out of boredom and partially to alleviate stress. These are not good reasons to drink at all, and really ramping up my awareness to refuse those triggers. So, speaking on just what you're writing here, and speaking on the person that wrote the message just before this, this is where having that structure in your life, and especially, being, physically fit and being, physically concentrated, so to speak, I think really, really helps you because, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but for me personally, the reason why I would say I'm pretty much addicted to working out, but it's because of the feeling it gives me. Obviously, it's a feeling of empowerment, but it's also I feel so good, and I know the way I feel when I don't, if I take some time off. Well, not even really taking some time off. I know the way I feel. It's probably more psychosomatic, but like if I had that one night where I wasn't I had a late night or I was out at a party or something like that, and I just feel like I'm completely off my schedule. Probably more psychosomatic than anything, but I think having that trajectory, having that that constant feeling of empowerment and endorphin rush and focus is just so important to help you get through times like this. And it really helps me mentally as well. So, the reason I'm saying this is, maybe this will help you as well. I do really think it will have at least some, positive bearing, if not a lot of positive bearing and reinforcement in your life. So, I'm going to really, really encourage you to be as focused as you can with continuing to work out and continuing to, be at least aware of the types of foods you're eating. This is really, really important. Okay, I can't stress this enough. For me, this is a game changer in my life, and I think that's why I'm so invested in it. Okay, I want to get to the message of the day, and it's actually something I heard from an old school bodybuilder named Lee Labrada, who was a very successful bodybuilder and then went on to start his own supplement company. A very successful supplement company that's been around for over 20 years called Labrada Supplements. And he had a really great message today, and he basically said his message was basically this. Many times we think we can't, and sometimes we can't. Like sometimes we actually can't. But sometimes it's just a question of, when, right? So maybe it's something you can't do now for whatever reason, but you will be able to do it in the future. So, I want to remind you that anytime you have that feeling of you can't, like maybe you're not ready, so you can't, because you're not ready. I want you to say to yourself, I can't yet. I can't yet. And this is really important because just because perhaps you can't now doesn't mean you forever can't, right? So, and this brings me to my message of the day, and this is from Henry Ford, and maybe you've heard this before, and it goes, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Okay? Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So, Henry Ford, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, so this is the Henry Ford, the guy who started Ford Motor Company. He, from what I understand, went bankrupt 9 times. So he tried to start, an automotive company 9 times and went bankrupt. So you think for me, I would think if I tried something a few times and I went bankrupt, I'd be like, okay, I'm not cut out for this. Clearly, I'm not cut out. But somebody who was that persistent just kept going because obviously he thought he could. So, You know, you've got to really admire that resiliency and that persistency, and really that's, you know, as I've told you guys before, this is the key to success. So, you know, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. But even if you think you can't, I want you to tell yourself you can't yet. Okay? Day 66, guys, a few more days left. Please make sure you book your scans, send me your feedback, submit and commit for these last number of days here, these last 4, 5, 6 days, and positive energy, positive vibes. Be thankful for everything you have, and for the love of God, believe in yourself. I will talk to you all very soon. See you guys.